Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and this is the new moose pattern. It's also a caribou or reindeer pattern because the pattern includes two different shapes of antlers. It's got wide palmate antlers for the moose, and it also has some tall spiky antlers for the caribou. It also comes in two different sizes, so you can make it this size where the moose or the caribou will fit entirely in a normal 10-inch square block, or you can make it larger where the head and body fits in a normal 10-inch block, but the antlers overlap into other blocks. And I'll show you at the end all of those possibilities. For now, here's how to make it. All right, this is the video showing how to assemble the moose block if you are using a light box. And this pattern includes pieces for moose and caribou or reindeer, and it also includes both of those animals two different sizes. So it has one size that is, this what I'm going to do here is the big size. So the head and body is going to be the same size as my standard animals where they fit in a 10-inch block. But the horns or the antlers are so big that they are going to stick out into neighboring blocks. So it's just a fun alternate way that you can make some of these animals that have really huge antlers. So here we are with the moose. Just show you my light box. I've got a little stack here. I've got my light box, turned as bright as it'll go. I have a tempered glass cutting board. You do not need that. I just have that because I like to iron right on my light box, and that can take the temperature, which the light box can't. I've got my placement guide, and then I've got a clear silicone sheet. And I've got all of my pattern pieces cut out and ready to go. So I fused the paper-backed fusible adhesive to the wrong side of the fabric, and then I cut the pieces out on the solid lines. So the dotted lines you can ignore. Those are placement guides, and you only need them if you're not using a light box. But you do want to transfer, if you choose, the eyelashes. They are optional, and I am going to do them on this one. So I'm going to just put that on my light box so that the light will shine through, and I'm just going to use a fine tip Sharpie, nothing fancy, and I'm just going to trace over the line of those eyelashes so that after I peel this back off, I'll know where they are, and I can use that to stitch those lines in place. Again, use them, skip them, it's totally optional. Now we're going to start putting the pieces in place. Every piece is numbered, and the numbers tell you what piece is what, and also tell you in what order you're going to lay them down. So we're going to start with piece number 1, which is one of the antlers. Now this is so big that it wouldn't print out on a single sheet of paper, but I didn't do the thing where you tape the pieces together because you don't really need to. You've got all the information you need to get this antler positioned properly. So we've got enough lines to line that up there, and we'll just let those edges hang off the edge. So that's piece 1 and piece 2. Same thing. All right, now 3 and 4 are not on here because those are the caribou or reindeer antlers. So we're going to pick up with piece 5, which is his head, the top of his head. And then 6 is his body. And then 7 is his muzzle. Oops, I forgot. I needed to transfer his smiling mouth. So, like the eyelashes, this is one that you'll just want to trace. But the mouth is not optional because he needs to be smiling. So 7. There we go. All right, and then we've got 2 different sizes of ovals, And the placement guide kind of tells you which one, but I'm also going to tell you. His nostrils are bigger than his eyes. So 8 and 9 are his nostrils. And if you have trouble seeing the lines, the fusible kind of makes the fabric cup up a little bit, but if you just touch it down enough to make contact, you can see those lines shine through the fabric. And then 10 and 11 are his eyes. All right, now I'm just going to tack all these together. So that's going to be just a quick fuse, just for like five seconds or so, just to get all of the pieces kind of held together. Then I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll grab the back. Okay, that's cool enough to lift off. And now, let me get the block. So normally, I attach my pieces to a block that's a little bit bigger than size, but when he busts out of his block like this guy, I need to trim my block down to size. So I usually work with a 12-inch square block and then trim it down after everything is done. But this time I've already trimmed it down to 10.5 inches so that when I sew it together with a 1/4-inch seam all the way around, I'll have a 10-inch block. But what I'm going to do with this guy is I'm going to fuse his whole body, and I'm going to fuse his head up until right around here, make sure those antlers are really securely attached. But then I will wait and I'll sew I haven't decided yet how the blocks are going to lay out together in the quilt. So once I've got the arrangement, I'll sew him into where he's going, and then I'll fuse down the antlers and do the outline stitching around those. So right now I'm just going to fuse this guy, and it's kind of boring because I've just got to count, so I'm going to fast forward through this part. All right, so these antlers are still unattached, but the rest of him is ready. So I'll do all of the outline stitching on him, and then I will bring it back here, and by the time I bring it back, I will have chosen what's going to go around him so that you'll be able to see that whole thing, and you'll see that at the end of the video. And also, you'll see some other moose and caribou I made in both sizes. All right, here is one finished moose, but I also want to show you this. So this is the small moose, and I'm going to show you also the small caribou. So here is the small caribou. So everything is the same. The body is the same, but the antler shapes are different, and the caribou has visible ears. Moose have ears, obviously, but their ears sit behind their horns and their antlers, and they're often kind of hidden. And when I added them, it just looked kind of cluttered and messy. So they're just not visible on there. So imagine they're just behind the antlers. So those are two of the small versions. Before I show you the giant versions, I want to show you one more moose that I made. So here is a moose with a little miniature version of the lemming popping into his block from the side just to say hello. But I've also got now a large version of each size. So first I'm going to show you the large moose. So let me see if I can get him in here. So there is the moose, and you can see I had to sew 6 different blocks together to get all of his antlers into the space. And I've done the same thing with a caribou, but first I just wanted to point out, so his head fits roughly, it fits inside the normal 10-inch square blocks that I do, just like all of the other animals. It's just the antlers that go out over the edges. You could also show a big version of the animal and just crop any of the antlers out, just have them go right up to the edge of the block, and when you trim your block to size and sew them together, it'll just they give the illusion of them being cropped out of the photo. I like to think of almost all of my patterns as like a yearbook photos, where all of the animals each animal has his own photo that he did with the photographer. And so when it comes to the moose and the caribou, you have to imagine that this animal comes into the photographer, and the photographer is a little bit stumped. Should they zoom way out so that they get the full antlers in the picture? That's what he's done in the smaller version of the blocks. Or does he zoom in get the face of the kid roughly the same size as all of the other kids in their photos, and the enormous antlers just get cropped out of the photo? So both of them are right. It just is a matter of personal preference and what you're looking for your particular quilt design. So with that said, I'm going to show you my giant caribou. So he does not have all of his surrounding blocks yet. So I've done everything on the caribou, and I've just left the antlers on they're anchored down, they're fused down at the bottom, but they are still loose up at the ends. And that's because I'm going to make him into his final finished blocks when I do the Polar Pals. I'm working on an Arctic Chill bundle that is a bunch of Arctic animals, and then I'm also working on a Polar Pals bundle that is a collection of some Arctic animals that didn't make it into the Arctic Chill bundle, and also some Antarctic animals, so they'll be together in the Polar Pals. But I'm doing them all in the same color palette, so that in the end, I'm going to take all of the animals from both of those bundles, and I'm going to make myself one quilt that has all of the Arctic Chill and the Polar Pals animal in it. And that's when this giant caribou or reindeer is going to get his surrounding animals and be made into his finished quilt. So for now, you can see what he looks like when he's loose and just waiting for his neighbor blocks to come in. So that is the new moose and or caribou/reindeer pattern. So we call them caribou here, and their same animal is called reindeer in Europe, but it's the same animal. That's the new pattern. You can get it at Shiny Happy World. One pattern gets you both sizes and both antler variations. I'm Wendy, and I will see you next time.